Now, yesterday, and this is the story that is getting the headlines today, there was a chaotic return of the leader of the DCP party, former Deputy President Gachagua, came back complete in his Stetson hat and the jeans and all, and he was looking like, I just came back from America. And he didn't want to speak yesterday because, you may not have understood him. So he's coming back first to get back his Momunyoro nini. Do you Garesha watu? Otherwise, I'm talking wherever. But I'm sure our guest spoke to him and heard him speak, hopefully. Wanjiku Thiga is the chairperson of the National Youth Caucus at DCP Party. Wanjiku, good morning.
Morning, Eric. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah? Did he speak to you? Did you hear him speak?
He didn't address the crowd, but of course, when we received him, he said hi.
How are the greetings?
I think he doesn't have an accent.
Are you sure?
It was one man.
All right.
People have come back
and especially
after a week. Yeah.
He's come back with with a heart there and the jeans, and the leather shoes.
Representing the South.
He's just come back from Texas.
Yeah.
He must have been talking though.
Yeah, he's a true son of my
How was the
mouth,
fright?
so accent is still very intact.
The fright was good. It was a safe fright.
It was a safe
He
fright.
rided safely.
Very. So together with the spouse, Pastor Dorcas, the Gachagua as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get into a conversation of what happened yesterday and the plans going forward. But first, Janet is going to give you the day's quote. Something that was said some time ago by somebody. And let's see whether those words resonate with you today.
There's someone who said it this time was Patrice Lumumba, better known as the former Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the year 1960, he said, colonialism is not dead. It has only changed its clothes. Do you believe that? Do you see that?
Yes, Janet. And I think what he was referring to was neocolonialism, and we see in the way when we, on external debts, when we're talking to IMF, when we're asking for, loans, and they come with conditions, and these conditions continue to favor the West. And it's quite unfortunate, no matter how much we try to unyoke ourselves as a country from colonialism influence, we still aren't able to. And if we continue having a government that is not committed to true liberation of its country, then the influence of the West continues to hold us back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good reflection. I feel like I just want to start basking on Jerry what happened yesterday. I know there's so much we need to get into.
Yes.
And even when the DCP, the deputy party leader, Cleophas Malala, was here, there was already anticipation of some kind of disruption.
Yes.
He spoke to, we know that there are people who are going to try and disrupt. They're going to be goons. So just try and paint a picture for us what we saw. Was it goons? Was it the base for the DCP party leader needing to be maintained, and is that a concern that we have, that we need to have? What happened? What was going on?
So yesterday was such a triumphant moment for our country, and most especially for the DCP party, receiving our party leader, and he had such a successful trip in the US, engaging the diaspora community. And what was such a profound moment for me is that he was able to also engage young people in the diaspora as well. Young people who have reached out to me, and we've had online discussions on how young people who live outside Kenya and their concerns and what they will want to see, and should DCP, and we expect to lead the country post 2027, what they will want to see for its country. And for me, a lot of young people came out to meet the deputy president and our party leader. And it was such an exciting moment as young people, seeing young people, looking back in 2022 and seeing the voter apathy, especially from young people, and now seeing young people being very political conscious and actually participating in the electoral space. Because, people think or assume that we only need to participate on the election year. But, election governance and the electoral period is a cycle. It's a 5-year cycle where we all have to participate throughout. So we we were also met by external forces that we expected. As you said, our DPL had already preempted, and as we expected, we received intelligence of the mobilization of goons that was ongoing, because we had already released a press statement saying what we shall do on that day, yesterday, that is our intention, the route that we're going to use, and where we want to address people. And unfortunately, the Kamkunji rally did not happen, or where the deputy president was supposed to address Kenyans. And I was among the people who went ahead to see what was happening on the road, because what happened is once we received our deputy president, you can see so many people came out. I know there was quite the commotion when he was coming out. Everybody wanted to say hi to him, to meet him, and unfortunately also there were goons that had already been released that were in the airport, and also there was a lot of police presence, both in uniform and ununiformed clothes. I know there were also anti-terror police also in the airport, and unfortunately to say that we had some people losing their gadgets, phone gadgets. Some women were I would want to say they were, what's a polite word to use, really?
Assault.
Harassment, and that's not what what state wanted to show was to just have a lot of intimidation to Kenyans. And I know the pre-conversations from, like people like the Cabinet Secretary Murkomen saying they will arrest Rigathi Gachagua, and the Kenyans couldn't allow that to happen. I have gone through that. I've been arrested, rearrested, abducted. I've gone through that. And it has been on public domain. So Kenyans seeing that happening to me and not wanting that to happen to His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, they really shielded him. And that's why you could see there was also a commotion around him. People not allowing him, or just the thought of thinking he might get arrested, then created, a lot of people owning and protecting our party leader.
May I ask a question? So you say you had intelligence that some things were likely to happen.
Yeah.
So number one, did you share that with the police? Number two, what internal mechanisms did you actually put in place for security? And I'm asking this because of what you've just said. So people mobbed him at the exit to the airport, right there from the terminal.
Yeah.
Just when he was coming out of the terminal, so people are mobbing him, and there's all this commotion. What was the plan by the organizers of this reception?
So the mobbing wasn't really outsiders. It was really Kenyans who were really passionate about Rigathi Gachagua.
I know.
Yeah.
What was your plan as the organizers?
So our plan was to get him out safely so that he can be able to come and address. First of all, he was to also address Kenyans who are in the airport. And unfortunately, that couldn't happen because we already knew outside what was going on, and we wanted to get out of the airport and address, because there were more people outside the airport than inside.
What is outside the airport? What are you classifying as outside the airport?
At the gate,
at the security.
Yeah.
The first point where...
Yes, the first point of interaction with the airport.
Okay.
So we had a lot of Kenyans couldn't access the airport. For me, I thought it was you being denied to access a public space that you've paid with your taxpayers' money was quite unfair and unjust.
So what was the plan, Wanjiku? That's a question I'm asking, because you had made all these arrangements. So the flight arrives at this time. We have X number of people. We have asked people to come out.
Yes.
What was your plan? How many people are you anticipating to come to that airport? You know the size of the airport. You know the security concerns around the airport, and so on and so forth. And you know there are other people who are traveling, and you do not want to inconvenience other travelers.
Yes.
You know he'll be walking out of a ramp of the terminal. Was there a plan to say that as he's walking out, he'll only have 5 people around him, close bodyguards around him, until he gets to such a point where he'll address people? I want you to walk me through that plan.
So yes, there were the protocol around it and security is, as you've said, Eric, there are his security agencies around him. But you see, the crowd was already charged because the CS Interior had said they want to arrest Gachagua.
Yes.
People had already seen
I think
heavy...
you're not getting my question. The crowd is a reaction to what the crowd was doing.
Yes.
And you say you expected even the crowd to behave this way, right?
We did.
So what was your plan?
For crowd
was
control.
your plan to just let things flow? Or was there a plan that would control your crowds, the ones that you've asked to come to the airport, and to make sure that there is no inconvenience around the airport, and to make sure that there is no chaos around the airport?
Of course, Eric, our plan was to ensure that we don't have chaos within the airport. But now you see, we didn't expect our crowd to be really protective around Rigathi Gachagua because we didn't expect them to truly take it to their hands, like own the moment and the presence, and to ensure his security as well.
Really?
Yes, that was quite unexpected. But for me, when I look at it, I could see how much truly he's owned by Kenyans and truly ensuring that it is not taken away.
But there's also disruptions to other Kenyans in that. So what's the plan? What's a lesson learned?
Just before even we go to the lessons learned, the idea of receiving him at the airport, it's fine. It's it's a public place. It's the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. We all go to receive our loved ones when they come back. It's nice to have someone there. But knowing the kinds of numbers that you were expecting, was it, in hindsight now, can you look back and say that it was a good idea to have people
Truly,
come
it was a good idea. It was a political moment for Kenya as well, and it was also a political moment for us to to communicate what the opposition meant. And the heavy turn up that came to show was a dissatisfaction of the current regime instead, and it was a political message that even when they come in by elections, people are going to try and show what because by-elections are like sort of mini referendums. And it's trying to show this is the political direction that Kenyans are taking.
But that could be done anywhere. You could go to Uhuru Park, do the same thing.
You see, it's quite unfair if you tell people that they cannot come and show love and support. You can't tell people don't come and receive him. But whoever wants to come,
there's a difference between, for example, not saying don't come and receive him, but you guys publicized Rigathi Gachagua will be coming back on this day, this date, this time. He'll be coming back at JKIA. That's an invitation, more or less, to have people come into the airport.
That was more about indication. I know you haven't been abducted before. No. It's quite scary. So what protected me when I was abducted is people knowing exactly where I was and shouting. Because when I was taken, I called someone and said, publicize, this is happening to me. So if people didn't know that His Excellency is coming at this time, the fact that even they wanted to deflect his plane to Kisumu or Mombasa, that means that they wanted to have an easier time so that they can be able to capture him. So for us, saying this is the time that is coming, it's being open and transparent. This is happening, it's coming at this time, because then with a lot of transparency, then that means that people who have ill intentions aren't able to act as they want to.
So Wanjiku, I think a few things can be true, is that to Mariam's point, it's a public space, people can come. The fact that you validated and said, because it seems there's a genuine concern around his own safety. The other thing that could be true is at who else's expense, of just people who are going about their day. So I'm wondering whether there's a recognition to say, yes, I know we invited people to JKIA, the same way next time we can invite people to, I don't know, SGR, for example. But is it worth noting as a party to say, let's have some solid crowd control, because while we appreciate that this is somebody that we hold in high regard, we also appreciate Kenyans need to go about their day. Is there at least that recognition to say, we could have done better with crowd control. We could have told our followers, yes, come to the airport, maybe at a certain place, or wait for us outside. I don't know. Is there a reflection to say, yes, we know we admire him, we know he's the person who we believe can change this country, but also we admit that it was chaotic and disruptive and people could have gotten hurt. Is there that reflection?
That also with the grace of understanding where you're coming from.
Exactly.
With the abductions. And we're incredibly sorry. That should not have happened.
That should
not have even been a possibility. Should not be a possibility for anyone going forward. So we get the why. It's just, yes, the fix is what we're looking for.
Okay. So what I will tell you, Jared and Eric and Mariam, is this. for us as a party, we knew that we'll be able to do with crowd control. But thing is that we had infiltration with goons who had come to really cause some chaos, and to really keep people, uncomfortable, which in some way was experienced. So, did other passengers and travelers find a hard time? No, the airport, everybody, if people were traveling, they had an easy time traveling. But what we know is that state tried to sabotage that moment. And in reflection and in hindsight, again, is to tell state that you cannot keep using goon. Goon politics is very detrimental. You will pay it today. Tomorrow they'll come back to you, and it's you that are going to cost. And we have a democratic cost when it comes to gun politics. The democratic cost is this: people will, trying to intimidate people not to come out to vote. Number two, it's also silencing, because we also saw journalist cars getting vandalized, but that was outside the airport. I mean, where now we had the violence ongoing on the road. And that was quite the cost, because now again, when you start silencing media, then that means that you will silence everyone, including even young people who for 2027 must speak, must come out and vote for their leaders. And the reason why we have a lot of disconnect with this government is because young people did not vote for it. And they are looking forward for 2027. But then again, you are using young people because goons are mostly young people, and they have been kept vulnerable because of the kind of politics we have today. And we see it's empowerment, but it's just handouts. We are not fixing systems again. It's young people just being given tokens so that they can stay vulnerable and they can be exploited over and over again.
Right. You spoke to people losing their phones, women being harassed. Yeah. This was within the airport.
It was outside, mostly outside, okay. and I'm not sure if you were able to. I wasn't following live because I was on crowd, so I'm not sure if you were able to see. But we also had a whole chopper monitoring throughout. It kept being with us the whole day, and that was police really monitoring us throughout. And again, if you see my Facebook or my socials, I shared videos of police with guns throughout the Mombasa Road. Again, is to show state continues to fund guns throughout and cause mayhem to its people. And the security forces now must answer. Why did they not protect vulnerable Kenyans, Why are they protecting guns? Why are they standing with guns? And we use taxpayers' money to pay them to take care of their salaries. But instead of protecting Kenyans, they leave them vulnerable. And we were peaceful. Again, we as a party are peaceful, and we believe in peaceful engagement. There's no way we've ever motivated people to use violence. Again, why are security agencies protecting the people who create chaos?
I know we're going to go to a break soon, and I do want us to come back and talk a little bit more about your role as a youth lead. But obviously, the former deputy president has massive influence. You continue to see how that's the words you've used, infiltrated, disrupted. Is it also forcing you all as a party to just keep shifting strategy, or are you confident in the lead up to 2027 that you have a solid plan to ensure that there's safety around party leaders, party members? Or are you like, I don't know, sometimes we just have to come up, and the general public, or do you just feel like we have to come up with strategy on the fly because we don't know what we're going to meet ahead?
Okay. You see, and something I wanted to talk about, even at a personal level, I ran for office in 2022. And the political space, things keep changing in every other minute. So it is so important to always also change your strategy as how things are unfolding. Therefore, we have strategies that we have laid and we use time and time again. But again, Janet, many things unfold in the political space, and you have to keep changing your strategies. And that's why even for us, we as young people truly need mentorship in the political space, talking and having true connection with people who have been in the political space for a while, whom you can just give a quick call and say, this is happening right now. This was my plan. How can I truly, mitigate what's happening right now, and somebody can advise you. So it's a mix of both, using laid-up strategies and also keep changing strategies.
Having to pivot.
Yes, as the way the political environment is unfolding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's already coming up to a break. We're in studio with the Wanjiku Thiga National Youth Caucus Chairperson, DCP Party. We'll come back and just find out more about some of the priorities and strategies for young people within DCP and their vision for the country. You can also talk to us on our online spaces. It's coming up to 7:30. We'll be back in a bit.
400.
Nice.
Yes. Wanjiku,
Nice.
unatutumia?
Enter to me.
Paul Minor Stakimapepe is saying, it's encouraging to see young ladies like Wanjiku embracing politics. We need to encourage and support them. Ask her whether DCP will form coalition with others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we already have a working opposition coalition. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's already there.
It's already there.
It's already there, and we're working. Every party is truly organizing and doing their own political campaign, ensuring that their youth leagues are active, mobilizing aspirants, for 2027. And I'm truly hoping, like us as DCP, especially for me and the youth league, I'm truly having an incubation and spotting talent across the country, that young politicians who have dreams to run for office, and not only to run, but also young politicians in the grassroots who are key mobilizers, grassroots mobilizers, in doing the work of civic education, political education. Why? Especially as young people, you must have an ID, you must register as a voter, and why you must turn up to vote in 2027.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone on YouTube, Wamukuha. The airport is always disrupted whenever an important person arrives or departs. The nation is being unfair in their reporting of Gachagua's reception at the airport. Alafu Don Sabwa, Eric, is Parliament a crime scene? Scene in Malawi, we say, Chiwonet Sero. Chiwonet Sero. Mariam, let's go.
Now you've done it. So now today's journal.
I've already done it. So, Kwanza Sasa, it's going to be a tough one, guys. Dramatic scene, we say, Chiwonet Sero Chasewero.
Chiwenet Sero Chasewero.
There you go. You got it.
Dramatic scene when it's dramatic.
Dramatic scene.
It's difficult.
Your time is, I say, really paid off. It's just rolling off
it's
the
hard
tongue.
when hey, I go.
Chiwenet Sero Cha Sewero. Chiwenet Sero Cha Sewero.
Do you think
Dramatic
people
scenes
come?
at the airport.
Yeah, dramatic scenes at the airport. Do you think people come for DCP unfairly sometimes? Wanjiku, do you feel like whether it's the profiling, the conversations?
We've been profiled truly, and we have the tribal connotations. Yet DCP is a national party. People tend to ignore that we have Kisumu County as a DCP chapter. Makueni exists. In Mombasa, we have heavy presence, and we know it's an agenda pushed by state so that we can look in a certain way, which are not. And then again, people are overly obsessed about our party leader and forget that DCP party is an institution.
Right.
Nobody speaks about our party chairman. His name, nobody even knows him.
What is the party chairman?
His name is Honorable Pasena. He comes from Kajiado. People don't even talk about him, yet he has great leadership. Nobody talks about our Secretary General, Hezron Obaga from Kisii, and he's a master politician who has great political experience in organizing political parties. And we find that people don't want to really embrace, or maybe it's just joined in a narrative, because people like, obsessing politics through one person, but DCP is an institution that will be here to stay. We want to organize and be the incubation hub of politicians, because truly 2027, 2032 will be new entrants in politics.
They will.
And if we all have that dream of having a transformative Kenya, then this is the hub that is going to truly be able to spot a lot of political talent. And maybe this time we will do it right. That we will have true transformative leaders instead of dealers that we've seen come in and come out. And that's why Kenya is going through turbulent times. Look at e-Citizen. Money doesn't even reach treasury.
We'll go into that.
Yeah.
But quick one. with this national outlook, and you're saying, let's not center the party leader, but it was crickets when the party leader was gone for a month and a week, or however long it was.
No, Mariam.
Was it not? From a national perspective, let me be honest, because you understand politics, you know what visibility means, right? So I know you'll tell me about what was happening while he was gone, but the fact that people did not see it from not just DCP, but from the opposition as a whole, if you didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's how politics works, unfortunately.
Yes, truly. And even with communication, if it wasn't online, it didn't leave a digital footprint. I want to agree to some extent with you that on the opposition coalition part, truly we can say that DCP holds the true machinery of opposition. And truly, for us as DCP, we continued pushing it. You saw Senator Medo continuing with ground campaigns. You saw Honorable Ngogoyo. You saw Senator Karungo. And this comes to also show DCP truly is a youth-led party. These are very young people who continue to hold the front. But we expected also people like Honorable Matiang'i to hold the fort, which unfortunately we didn't see him hold.
Is he a member of DCP, or you're saying as
a united opposition?
We understand they all traveled. Matiang'i traveled, Kalonzo
but he
traveled.
was back.
He came back before the DCP leader.
Yes.
Okay.
And we expected a lot of heavy political rallies with and organizing within the country, and also speaking to the injustice that is happening, because if we leave any vacuum to the state, then it takes advantage and moves as it wishes. But we have to remain as political watchdogs. We and for me, I want to encourage. Jubilee is not acting. We can't see Jubilee acting, and it says it's an opposition coalition party. But why is it? Why isn't it in the front? Why is when Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua absent? Why can't we see them also holding their fort? So for me, it's to rally and ask PLP to ask Wiper Democratic Front. To ask DAPK, you must, but I understand with DAPK they have some political party wrangles. But we must keep injecting, because it can't be the burden of DCP party alone. We must all do the work. Yes.
But you mean it can't be Rigathi Gachagua's burden alone? Because even in his absence, did we see that chairman? Secretary General
you
of the
saw
party?
Our deputy party leader Cleophas Malala still doing a lot of groundwork. You saw Senator Metho doing a lot of groundwork.
Same way we can say.
Yeah.
We also saw Kalonzo's Wiper party members doing some work. Jubilee had a meeting. They had
but no, that's just a meeting. That's a party activity, but not an opposition coalition.
When he was in the US, he also got some coverage and so on and so forth. I want to ask you, because you joined DCP in 2022, you were not in DCP.
Yes.
Why did you join DCP?
So DCP was formed in this year, April, May. May is when we were unveiled. And for me, what stood out for me with the DCP was the political ideology, the party ideology, which is social it is equality, justice, and inclusion. I was in a different political party. And for me, this political party was very unfair for me, because it sold my party ticket in 2022. To a man with more money than me, an older man who could access money. And regardless of the fact that I had the ground, because 2022 was unique, because we had a lot of consensus going on because of the coalitions. So first you'll do on-ground polls to realize who's the most famous person to get the ticket. And I won in both polls.
So the polls are showing that you are the popular candidate.
Yes, but they gave to number 2, who had more money, who could buy. So I wanted a party that was just...
Did number 2 win?
No. You can't win. You are not the most famous one. Popular one. So you can't win. So for me, I wanted to be in a party that whose ideologies are about equality and fairness. It's also our party is about inclusion. Eric, we are over 7 young people in the NEC. I know what you mean. I know you guys know what I say, NEC, the National Executive Committee, where decisions are made. And
how many people in total in the NEC?
We are about 20. So 7. And you can imagine when decisions are being made, we ensure that the youth lens in every way is covered. And for me, especially because I also have an extra lens of gender and ensuring that we decisions that are being made, they're also very gender sensitive. So even as a party, our party leader has the political goodwill of young people. And he keeps saying, if these young people are not listened to, they're not heard, we must listen to young people because they're the ones who have the country now and moving forward, and most especially because we are the biggest population. So our party must ensure that we are young people friendly and let the young people lead.
How many women in the NEC?
I quite the number. We are about 9.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Out of 20.
Yeah.
So almost half.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking. Sorry, Eric. You want to try something? I'm trying to.
No, I just wanted
get
to throw in the question there. Should it not be the other way around?
That's
You should be 13 youth in the NEC.
and 7. Yeah. 7
Yes.
others.
Now, remember, Eric, this is also a mentorship engagement. Young people are not really versed with politics. In being, what we are having is that we also need a very strong party with a lot of people with their experience. So what I'm ensuring is that, and what we've done, is that we have DCP county coordinators, but this is an opportunity where young people are leading within the counties as well. So we are trickling down youth leadership even to ward level. Yes.
Okay, is the major difference that it's quite youth heavy? Because I'm trying to think of young people listening to this, and you're trying to convince them.
This is your party.
Yeah, it's not UDA, it's not ODM. I mean, for some people, that's for obvious reasons. But come to DCP. It's smaller, it's younger. So what offer is there in terms of this is the party of choice? I know you've spoken to some of it, that you're speaking against injustices, but just in terms of how politics move and looks, sometimes people are intimidated or they're just moving like some of the others. So how can you convince young people that this is the party? Forget UDA and ODM, it's DCP.
Good. Last year I had a podcast opportunity with Tundu Lissu, the opposition leader for Tanzania, and I was truly aggrieved by what had happened in 2022. So many young people were unfairly withdrawn, their tickets were unfairly taken away from them. So many young people didn't make it to the ballot in 2027. For me, I persisted. I went in as an independent candidate, which was such an arduous task, by the way. And I truly tell young people, do not take the independent candidate route. It's so heavy. It's so isolating and lonely, by the way. And it's so costly. You see, actually put away the financing in Kenya during elections. As an independent candidate, it's heavier because you don't have the political party support. So I told him, you see, so many young people who were excluded for 2022 told me, Wanjiku, every country within, especially the Eastern Africa, it was the young people who fought for it. So just because now you've already accessed, it's post-colonialism, you think it's time to rest. It's not time to rest. Even today, you must continue fighting for your space as young people. For me, why DCP is the best hub for young leadership, it's because it's new, it's young. So we have opportunities for leadership. And we have opportunity for mentorship. Any meeting that I have for young people, I must bring an experienced politician as much as they're talking to young people, but also young people can have one-on-one engagement, because most of these politicians, it's hard to meet them, maybe even getting their phone numbers, it's hard. But having that one-on-one engagement for young people to understand politics, and I know a lot of young people in Kenya met politics in 2024. I've really walked across the country. I was in the NGO space, so I was doing my best to raise the political consciousness of young people. I was a trainer. And now they've come, they really weren't, politics is not for me. But after 24, they realized, the person who is political, by the way, when I buy pads, maybe sanitary towels, that amount of money is influenced by politics. So I have to now be political aware. Kamani, even right now with the betting being very high, it's because unemployment is very high. So for me, I have to be politically conscious. Every person that's why you see when, right now, we're having the public participation about the finance bill. In Kiambu, it was yesterday. Young people showed up. Now they want to participate in it. But Kitambo, public participation, people didn't come, didn't show. It was only just CSOs coming. So I'm saying today DCP is the hub because it has the opportunity for leadership. You have the opportunity to even lead within a political party.
Right.
And again, you get to understand politics in a scientific way. Because politics is science.
It is.
And now then, because this is a political party, then we use science to run the political party. So young people get to integrate and understand politics in a more scientific way, in a deeper way.
I like that.
Yes.
Would Rigathi Gachagua back a young candidate, whoever the united opposition decides on?
Rigathi
Any
Gachagua-
other?
For president.
And for president?
Yeah, Rigathi Gachagua is a kingmaker. He will back the person, even if it's the young. If
The
we do
popular person.
polls, if we do polls and it's the young person who's going to show that we can bring this home, he will back that person.
Would he back another member of the united opposition who may not be young?
I think so.
Your Kalonzo.
I don't. I'm not able to speak for him at the moment, but I think so because the united opposition, and this is why the united opposition has a main goal, and for us, this Ruto must go. So whoever that candidate will be, that is the person we are going to move with.
Bora kushinda. You know,
Yeah.
as you're talking about young leaders, there are very many young leaders. Some of them were speaking yesterday, and maybe we are going to play their bite. We've got the chair of the Young Parliamentarians Association, the
Yes.
MP for Manyata, Mukunji. We've got the senator for Nyandarua, Medhu. We've got the woman rep for Kirinyaga and Jerry Minor. They're all serving, like, you know, apart from I think Mukunji, who's in the second, they're in the first stints in parliament, and they join this politics. If you ask them their perception of politics before joining politics and after joining politics, it's going to be a completely different. And here you are, nodding. How was your perception of politics? You were a civic educator.
Yeah.
You know, in the NGO space. So you were there, you know, talking about politics, not with both feet in, but then you joined politics. Is it different? Is the game different from the way we see it?
Yes, the game is quite different from how we see it. In this perspective, when it comes from an NGO point of view, Kenyans want help, they want transformation, they want progress. You know, you see the ideal way you think about leadership, that's what Kenyans want. From a political point of view, bana kama hauna do, usiniongeleshe. That's how ground is.
That's how the same Kenyans view the politician.
Yes.
So when they're engaging with you as a community, a civic educator, they're like, mimi nataka serikali itengeneze barabara, nataka clinic, nataka SHA ifanye kazi,
nataka basari.
Yes. But when you come as a politician,
wewe kama una do, banarudi home. Yes. And now this is now where the twist is. And I think I'm seeing Kenyans becoming now liberated about it. This politics of tokenism is what's costing Kenya. And you see, in 2022, when I was a broke politician, I had only 3 million. And for you to win an MCA seat, it's 5 million upwards. So you can imagine saying 3 million is a kidogo money. But 3 million at a personal level, that's good money for your life. Like, you can do quite a lot.
Yeah.
But you see, you tell them, if I give you this 200 bob, or Moshima so-and-so has come and given you 200 bob and you voted them in, you see that man is doing investment. When he gets to parliament, you didn't vote him because of his manifesto, you voted him for his money. So he invested money here, so he's gone to parliament or to the county assembly to get his money back and do deals and, you know, agendalize. But for me, I was doing my best to sell my manifesto. I'll tell them, this is what I want, this is the vision I have for you guys. But for them, that's not what they're buying. No, politics is about money. But now I'm seeing them truly trying to see the difference about it. And we can see with the empowerment programs going on in the country. Kenyans, they're like, okay, these are handouts, but
Yeah.
I want SHA to work, and let's talk about parents. The student funding model is truly not working for them. Meeting young people, they're telling me I have a fee balance of 90,000. I can't afford this. My mom can't afford this. So they're starting to see the stark realization of the cost of tokenism. And I hope that truly, then we can take the campaign financing downwards a bit, because to win an MP seat, it's about 50 million. To win, but it's contextualized. Maybe in Nairobi, it's very contextualized. To win a county woman rep, it's about 29 million. You see, if the campaign finance is very high, then people when they get to parliament, it's about recouping back what I lost.
Exactly.
So if we, for 2027, if we are more focused about the manifesto, following what this person has done, what is the experience before, and also giving the opportunity to young people. I mean, they're learned, they're literate, and those who have the vision, you can see. Maybe they have just even led in college, in high school, maybe they were a school captain.
Yeah.
We can give such people the opportunity to lead because they have shown leadership.
So are we going to run the bites to react to them? Will we have the time to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they spoke yesterday. Manyata MP Mukunji, the Kirinyaga woman Jerry Maina, Nyandarua Senator John Medho, and also the Deputy Party Leader Cleo Malala, who is also still youthful.
Yes.
He's youthful. No, he's a young man.
He's a young man.
Wait, actually, Youth in Asia 35.
Yeah. Wacha tuwasikize kwanza.
So,
Wewe, Your Excellency the President wa Kenya, leo you need to know you have no moral authority to address this nation on matters tribalism. You have no moral authority to address this nation on matters corruption.
Niambie huyu William Samoei Ruto anasema watu ni wafisadi, lakini yeye ni mfisadi kabisa. Anasema watu ni wezi na yeye ni mwizi kabisa.
Wewe William Ruto, wewe William Ruto, wewe umetuzoea wewe. Hiyo nguvu William Ruto unafikiria uko nayo, sisi ndio tulichagua wewe. Na kama tulikufanya rais, tunaweza kufanya raia. Ni kweli au si kweli? Ati William Ruto anasema yeye ni two term. Yeye ni two term kweli? William Ruto ni nini?
Wanjiku, must they speak like this?
I was just going to say.
Senator Methu with the Colgate. I'm ready for the tear gas.
For what? Jeremy Mutuma has actually said this is the first time I've witnessed a bitterless conversation from a DCP member. Ona sasa branding bitterless. It's perspective. It's okay. I'm
ready to go.
For sure.
You're always.
But you've
Very
communicated
personal.
issues today.
Yeah.
Leo, umekuja, you've communicated issues.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's given people a better insight
Okay.
in some ways of what DCP stands for.
But contrast Wanjiku here to
What we've
Cleo, Senator Methu, the first person to speak.
Mheshimiwa Mokonji.
Yes.
Those two have to exist.
Must our politics be like that?
You see, violence begets violence. You know, you see, we have to lazima uwezi kaa softi siasa, watu watakukanyaga. So
wacheni ni waambie.
You see how it goes. So you have to have the bravado, you know, when you're in politics. And truly, as a young woman, I used to wonder, if I hold that mic, do I have to talk like a man so that people can listen to me, they can respect me, or they can give me the opportunity of leadership. You say there are also those kind of challenges, but I can tell you the leaders we have, those, and you've seen, they're truly young people. Those are the politics that the DCP is running. Young people are running the party. Young people are on the ground. And truly, you don't see that. The youth leader of ODM is Oburu. I think is 80 white.
Okay, I always find that.
Yeah, of ODM. The end of parliament representing youth issues. But look at DCP. When you look at it, it's truly a youth-led party. And the young people, Mheshimiwa Njeri Maina, Mheshimiwa Mokonji, Senator Medho, our deputy party leader, are talking about very issue-based campaigns. You say...
That's issue-based.
They talked about... the plenary of the public purse. They talked about, you know, the tribal connotative and how DCP has been marginalized as a tribal party, which is not.
Just because we're running out of time. Wanjiku, quick one. The reason, and you spoke to this earlier, that people still think of DCP as, you know, a regional party or a personality-based party with Rigathi Gachagua. And I think it's because a lot of Rigathi's earlier politics, especially within the Ruto administration, were very tribal, to be quite honest. It was mlima, mlima, mrima, mrima, mrima. Even currently. Yeah.
No, Eric.
Hi.
Even currently, no.
So it's very hard to separate.
When in America, did you not talk about, you know, our people, our region?
There you go. So it's very hard to separate.
You get the point that Mariam is asking.
You see, we hold certain leaders to a longer yardstick of expectations and you know, judgment and truly.
I'll stop you right there. Rigathi Gachagua is not being held to a higher yardstick.
It is.
He puts himself squarely in that like political space of, I am a representative of the mountain. It is what I'm here to do. It's who I'm here to fight for. It's who I represent. He does not give a national
Mariam,
outlook.
you see, before you go to lead, you have to get the backing of your people. Ndo watu waseme huyu ni kiongozi wetu. You see,
your former deputy president, that
Mariam,
ship sailed long ago.
Mariam,
the ship
for
my
me,
region, as
Mariam,
a president,
before I became a national youth leader, I had to be recognized back home.
It's a reality.
My chief knows me.
It's a reality of
my
politics.
ACC county
And
knows
I'm
me.
saying,
My county commissioner knows me.
Deputy president, the ship for my region has sailed.
But he truly speaks. He speaks at in a national as a national leader, in which he continues to do so. But when he was in the US, there are also special groups that came to see him, and that's why maybe you'd see he will ensure to.
Okay, well. You
communicate.
Utarudi tu.
Okay.
Utarudi tu. Dr. Magare Gikenyi, surgeon and rights defender, will be joining us in just a few moments on Fixing the Nation. It's coming up to 8 a.m. We'll be back in just a bit.